We had some rain last night, and there you can see, I think you can probably, let me try zooming. You can see that water supply I've got right now. So, sorry my hand's shaking so much. But anyway, it's going down through this Zanjaria, and I'm not purposely filling the zanjas right now. I'm letting it go right down through, so it's by the hawthorn, as I think I know I explained yesterday. And I have a lot of water here, and I think I'm beginning to develop plans here. I think I'm going to garden this whole area if Gabriel keeps working with me. He's such a good worker and so enthusiastic, and he always wanted to garden. He said if he only had a little bit of ground. Well, he can garden from here the whole way down to the road, to the paved road. And all of this is irrigatable. I'm just running the water through it right now to establish level. And already I'm pretty much made up my mind that those 4 blocks that you can probably not maybe make out how they are, but I'm going to move them over this way and down that way, because I think there's a sort of a natural high spot right about there that I can use best. It'll take it away from the hawthorn, but by the same token I'll be able to drive my truck or a car or whatever up here on the uphill side of the hawthorn, and also between the hawthorn and the blacksmith shop to go down over that fill. There's quite a story here, and I think there's probably an old building right underneath here. That's probably why the hawthorn was here. And as I dig in this, you know, some of it real clearly seems to be fill. But I'm going to keep doing this for a while, and to get this ready to garden, well, to be continued. As I'm extending these zanjas, I thought I should explain it. Now here I've hit ground that appears to not have been disturbed. I mean, it seems like it's original. And I did over there as well. Right in there, I think it's fill, maybe. And somewhere a mine started here, an iron ore mine. It might have been a shaft mine. It might have been, you know, 10 feet under my feet by now. Or it more likely was an open mine. There's no doubt that it was here. And then it went on up the hill. And then when this was bulldozed, it was all pushed together and smoothed out. So I'm coming down over rubble with some ground pushed over it. That's what this seems to be. But the details of it are hard to tell. But I think with what I'm doing, it's going to be revealed. And I'm going to play here, plerk here, for a while with all this supply of water, which I'm going to still have for probably 4 or 5, maybe months. I might have this much water. But I thought I'd go after it right now because I'm deciding where the blacksmith shop should go and other stuff, and it's kind of fun. So, I guess I'll just stop now. And I'd like to fill all these zanjas, and I made a day. What I'm doing this morning is I just worked my way up here, and I basically shut all those hatches off, which means that the water now is heading to the left. It'll fill the zanjas. When I got all the way up here, I wanted to do the same, but I hit stones I couldn't move. You see, by the time I get up here, this is the big stuff that was taken out of the mine. And the mine, the same thing there. This area right here was mined, open, I assume, and the whole way up the hill, really to the top, I think, and then pushed shut. And a lot of this refuse, the tailings, maybe they call it, was just dumped here. And there's an old foundation of some kind right there that basically is half covered with the fill. But in any case, oh, what a fun thing to have so much water after 8 months, 9 months of drought last year. So I'm going to keep messing with this. Gabriel's coming this afternoon. He'd love to be here, I think, right now, but I wanted some time here by myself to figure this out. Working like that makes my hand shake. I climbed up here on one of these platforms that are in a row that are going to carry little tiny, well, buildings, and with a sluice to a giant water wheel on the roof, over the roof, going right out there. I've talked about that a lot last year. Anyway, I climbed up here so you could maybe get a more of an aerial view, drone view in a way, of what I'm doing. You see, I'm I'm filling these zanjas now, and then I'll go back to just letting it run out there. There's the critical spot, to figure out just where is the best place to position that blacksmith shop. Let me pause from that for a moment to take a look at this. Look at the extent to which the pigs have been rooting up that old pile of stones. This is not a foundation. That's just a pile of stones that was there. There may be a foundation underneath it, but they free them up, and I'm going to haul them away. I've got other places I can use these sandstone. Lots of places, really. But they keep exposing all this stuff that's here. All of that too. I'm gonna clean it up and reset it and rebuild it. More about that later. Here's a little bit of a different view of what's going on here. You see, I'm filling the zanjas now, going from one to the next is going down the left side here. Each one I turn onto a zanja, and I can run it the whole way to the barn, inside the barn, into the laundry and bathhouse and sauna in there, into those tubs. That's my water supply. Not drinkable, but water supply. Now, doing this, I can only fill the zanjas about halfway to the hawthorn tree, because it's soaking the water up. The ground is still loose from having been frozen in the winter, for one thing, and it's soaking the water up that fast. So if I want to do more leveling down there, which I will, I'll open hatches and let the water go on down through in a hurry to where I want to use it.